Hello yogis, welcome to your Intro to Hip Opening class. This is the perfect class for you if you are new to yoga or maybe you have tighter hips. It'll be a lot of gentle stretching, both with movement and with static holds. You will need a few props, most of which you can find around your house. If you have a strap, preferably two if you have it. These can be belts, dog leashes, even dressing robe, ropes, the ties, you can grab those. 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use 2 pillows just to aid in some support, and also a blanket. So please grab these props and we'll begin today's class in wide-legged child's pose. Let's begin. Coming on to all fours, setting up the pose, big toes to touch, knees come width of the mat, hips sink back. Walk yourself down onto your forehead. If your forehead doesn't reach, this is where you can bring your block or a pillow for support to rest your head. Allow your body to completely relax into the pose. Breathing here. Allowing your hips to be heavy on your heels. Chest falls towards the mat. Bringing focus to your breath. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale, feel your belly rise towards the mat. Exhale, contract into your spine. Inhale, we'll walk ourselves up, and we're going to take some hip circles here to loosen everything up. So inhale, we're going to come to our right wrist, left heel, right here. And this can look however you want. It's really what feels good in your body to massage the hips, even the shoulders. And I encourage you, if something feels good, pause the video and stay there a little longer. Good, coming through to center, let's switch directions. And one side may feel a little bit more open than the other. We're going to work today on creating balance on both sides of your body. When we reach the center, sink our hips back to child's pose, walking our hands down, maybe getting that blocker pillow for our forehead. Taking 5 breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Lengthening each inhale and matching the length to the exhale. On your next inhale, let's walk our hands back up, coming onto our bums, setting up to go onto our back bodies. Legs extend in front of us. Slowly come down onto our backs, pulling our knees into chest, gentle rock side to side, massaging the low back. When we have tight hips, our low back gets tight as well. So it's really important to have hip opening, but also low back releasing stretches. Everything in our body is connected. And if we're tight in one area, we're more than likely going to be tight in a few more too. Good. If you have your strap handy, and if you need it, we'll be coming to Happy Baby with our feet going up to the ceiling. Knees come into our armpits. If you have a strap and your flexibility is not quite there yet, you can take your strap on both sides of your feet and gently pull it into you, towards your body. If you can, grab the soles of your feet, grab on the outside, gentle rock side to side, opening up the hips and massaging the low back. Good. Feet stay flexed to the ceiling. Our head is rested on the ground. There's no strain on our neck. Breathing here. Let's find stillness and see if we can find a little bit more depth. Maybe our knees can come a little bit closer into our armpits, and maybe not. That's okay too. Holding here. And release knees into chest. Gentle squeeze. Feet will plant onto the ground. We're going to be opening our knees out to the side walls, opening our knees like a book. Soles come to touch. If you have your pillows and blocks and you need the support, if the weight of the gravity is too much, you can pop them underneath your knees here for aided support. Our hands can come down the sides of our body. They can come overhead. Or maybe they find our belly to feel it rise and fall with our breaths. And when the sensation may get a little uncomfortable in your hips, bring your attention back to your breath and allow your body to open up. On your next inhale, we'll place our hands on the outside of our thighs and gently close our legs like we're closing a book. Good. Knees into chest, gentle squeeze. Little rock to release the low back. Exhale, plant our feet, setting up for figure four. Right foot crosses over left thigh. And your left foot can stay on the ground if this is enough of an opening. Or we can lift off, interlace our fingers behind our left thigh and gently pull our left leg closer into our body. This can be a static hold, or if you want to add movement, you can slowly release the stretch, pull it closer, release, pull it closer. Both feet remain flexed. Good. Exhale. Both feet come to the mat. Switching it out. Left foot crosses right. Maybe we stay here with our right foot planted. Option to lift the right leg, shin parallel to the mat. Interlacing our fingers behind our right thigh and slowly pulling our right leg in toward our chest. Both feet are flexed. On your next exhale, We will release our legs to the mat. Gentle squeeze in. Little rock side to side. Good. We'll grab behind our thighs. Gentle rock and roll. Massaging our back on the way up. Good. Coming over our shins. We'll be coming into a low lunge, hands plant. Our right foot's gonna step back. Our left foot is in between our hands. Coming up here. If there's too much pressure on your back knee, this is a great option to add in your blanket here for a little extra support and padding. Good. If you have your blocks, you can grab them here for support on either side. Or maybe we come up to our thigh, being aware that we're not putting pressure on our kneecap. If our hands are up, that they're on our thigh. Allowing our right hip to melt forward while still keeping a small amount of activation through our glutes. Good, core is engaged. Thinking about pulling our calf to thigh. They won't touch, but it's the sensation of moving forward, that we're coming into the stretch a little deeper. Good, and let's add some movement in here. Coming out of the stretch, into the stretch. Easing out, easing back in. Good. Connecting our breath to the movement. Inhaling, push back. Exhale, release forward. Good, we'll take two more. Releasing back into the stretch. Good. Let's plant our hands, stepping our left foot to meet our right there. Maybe taking out the blanket if we need. Our right foot will come in between our hands. Our left knee extends down the mat. Maybe we bring our blocks here for support. You can still keep the blanket under that knee. Good. Allowing that hip to melt forward. Hands can come to thigh. And you can even do the pose up here. If you feel a stretch in that hip up here, stay there. If it begins to open, maybe you move a little deeper in. Always listening with your body, checking in to see what feels good, what doesn't, where there is tightness and where there is space to move into. Okay, let's bring back those movements here. Inhaling, ease out. Exhale, release down. Good. On your exhale, stay in the pose. Few breaths right here. Good. Hands plant. Knees come back to meet. Let's come forward to sit on our shins. We're going to be preparing for camel pose. Now this is a gentle back bend, and it also opens up your front body, so your hip flexors, your core. This is a really great pose to really stretch out those hip flexors. And there's lots of modifications here, so you can take this as deep or as gentle as you need. We're going to be tucking our toes under. Our hips are above our knees. We are stacked. Option 1, hands come to low back, and maybe it's right here. Chest lifts, gaze is at the sky. Breathing here. Good. Maybe we take this a little further and we come back for our ankles. Pushing our hips forward, and we can release our neck back. Breathe in here for 3 breaths. Good. Slowly release. Coming back up very slowly. Good. Release back onto your heels. For our final pose, we will be doing a bridge lift. So coming back onto our back body. You can use your blocks for this pose if you want it to be a bit more supportive. So bring your blocks with you. Planting our feet, rolling back. Our feet are going to come mats width apart, so they're wider than hips width here. And we're going to be lifting up and holding this pose. So if you would like a supportive bridge lift, you can rest right here, block on the highest level. You can take it down to a medium level, or maybe you're right here too. Good. To make this a bit more active, you can come up, roll your shoulders underneath, hands clasped. Focus on pushing up through our heels, driving up. Our glutes are engaged. Feeling the stretch of our hip flexors. Wherever you are, taking 3 breaths here. On your exhale, release down. Knees into chest, gentle rock and roll. Sweetly make your way up to seated. We'll take 1 breath together as a community. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Thank your body for all that it's done for you today. Amazing work. See you again soon.